Hello and welcome to the third season of the UIM E1 World Championship presented by PIF. And welcome to the two new teams who've joined the lineup this year. We're in Jeddah for round one of the all-electric race boat series, and this year is bigger than ever. 10 teams going head-to-head over 8 rounds on 4 different continents, featuring some of the biggest names in global sports and entertainment. Over the next 10 months, the striking racebird fleet, guided by male and female pilots, will grace the world's waterways as they look to dethrone double world champions Team Brady. It's qualifying day here in Jeddah. With the new season comes a new format. It's time to meet the teams aiming to become the 2026 champions out on the water.
Emma Kimmelainen and Sam Coleman are back in Team Brady colors, each with a giant target on their back as they begin their bid for a third consecutive title for Tom Brady. There's no change to last year's runners-up, Team Rafa. Chris Lazaraga and Tom Shep battled hard for Rafa Nadal last year and promised to be fierce competitors again. Back in red are Westbrook Racing's Sarah Price and Lucas Ordonez. They failed to make the podium in 2025, but have Will Smith behind them to inspire them to glory. Newly crowned Season 2 Pilot of the Year, John Peters goes into bat again as pilot and principal for Virat Kohli's Team Blue Rising. His sights are set on the top step this season. Former F1 driver Danny Close will be breathing fire into Steve Aoki's racing team alongside last year's rookie sensation, Sarah Messier. Beware the dragon. LeBron James's Team Alula retains Canadian powerboat racer Rusty Wyatt. He's joined by Spanish racing driver Mireia Martí, who made waves with her 2 appearances in 2025. Didier Drogba's made a new signing. Ieva Milere-Hagen tasted victory in Lagos and is hoping to continue her winning ways at Team Drogba Global Africa alongside Micah Wilkinson. There's a new look for Team Miami with Timmy Hansen and Uruguayan rally driver Patricia Pita teaming up for the first time. Mark Anthony hoping they'll find their rhythm here in Jeddah. Sierra Racing Club is one of 2 new teams, but you'll recognize their faces. Katie Munnings combines forces with Eric Stark in a preseason power play. And it's a new team and teammate for Season 1 Pilot of the Year, Oban Duncan. She and 11-time kite surfing world champion Max Nochet flying Team Monaco colors this year.
And it's a beautiful day here in Jeddah as we get you ready for race action. Before we do that, we want to take you back and see some of the highlights in action that we saw in qualifying, which took place yesterday. A day that was dominated by one team as Team Brady, the defending champions, the 2-time reigning champions, season number 3. And in the end, there could only be one, and it was Team Brady once again picking up 3 championship points as the top qualifiers as they take home the first hardware of 2026. So there are the points awarded for being the top qualifier. Team Brady, what a stellar showing they had on day number 1. Emma Kimmelainen out of Finland and Sam Coleman out of Great Britain. They pick up the 3 points. Aoki gets the 2, and Team Rafa, runners up last year to Brady, they pick up 1 point. So the championship standings as we take a look at the group stages, and now we have progressed on to the race off. So we've really come down to the final 3 or 4 races, Saunders, and this is going to be very interesting to see how it progresses. Right now, you got to think that Brady and Alula, who already got themselves positions in the finals, got to be the odds-on favorite.
You'd think so. I think it's really important for Rafa to try and do the best job they can and get into the final for here, because they have always been competitive in E1 and they've been championship contenders multiple seasons, but this has not been the weekend for them so far. Still a chance for it to change things.
All right, that is what is left to play for. And of course, at the end of the day, someone will be crowned champion at event number 1 here in Season 3 and start off 2026 on the right foot. Well, the host city, Jeddah, for round 1 of the E1 World Championship, known as the Bride of the Red Sea, a coastal and commercial hub, also the gateway to Mecca, as has been a fantastic host. There you see the VIP Ocean Club in the distance as we get a good look at the launch zone. And all 10 of the race birds there going through final preparations before we go racing. Good crowds on hand with nice weather yesterday, much warmer today. A bit cooler, little overcast skies, but the water looks great to go racing on.
It certainly does, but the thing is with the Red Sea, it does throw up its challenges. It's quite an unpredictable, quite punchy chop in the water that can grow as that wind increases throughout the day, and as we get later into the day of racing, could be a little bit more for these pilots to contend with.
Put your science hat on if you could, Saunders. The salinity of the Red Sea obviously makes it a little different the way these race birds foil and sail through it.
It certainly does. I mean, in one regard, it makes it easy to get on the foil because of that density, just helping the boat lift out of the water. But then equally, there is more density in the water. So when you're in the wake, it's harder, it's tougher to get through. It's harder for that torque to work and get you back up out there. And also, when you're in the wake, your whole visibility can go from everything to nothing in a split second.
Well, there see the haze in the distance, and the team's trying to keep their pilots cool inside the cockpit as we are getting ready to go racing. Get a good look there at Westbrook Racing, their owner Will Smith, of course, that Will Smith, Sarah Price, and Lucas Ordonez. And there you see the Spaniard, Lucas Ordonez, who's been very good for the last 2 days. Can he bring it home for 2 more races and take the top prize? They finished 4th last year at this event and finished 5th overall on the championship in 2025. Is this their year?
They're a really competitive team, but it surprised me they don't have more wins than they do, just the one in their kind of career in E1 so far. But they're always there or thereabouts. Like, they look very competitive. It just when it comes to those races where the points are up for grabs, they aren't often in the mix. But I feel, I don't want to go too far ahead of myself, I feel that things are going to change. I think this could be a good season for Westbrook.
The 40-year-old Spaniard is in place right now as we get a look at some of the other teams getting ready. This is Team Miami, powered by Magnus, their owner, Mark Anthony. And there you see Patricia Pita. She is putting herself in a situation, hopefully, to get a great performance here and move on to the big show. 36-year-old Uruguayan. That's a great rally car background, Rally Argentino. Participated in Dakar. So what's interesting about E1 is the diverse background of all these pilots. They come from road, sand, 2 wheels, 4 wheels, powerboat, gliding, oiling, you name it, they'll drive it.
But that's what makes it so great, right? Like you say, is all these different expertise from different disciplines, and almost no one of them is more relevant than another. The things you might default to thinking have the advantage, like powerboat racing or foiling, don't have the advantage of foil to foil, race bird to race bird competitive racing like you get with rally or like you get with single seater. So, and even just the way that they operate these race birds, with the wheel setup and the pedal setup,
right?
It's bridging all of these different experiences and characteristics of multiple different disciplines into one sport, and it's very exciting to watch.
Nice paint job on the whole of Sierra Racing Club. Eric Stark and Rihanna O'Meara Hunt filling in. The athlete looking for a good performance here. It looks like we got Eric Stark, the 38-year-old Swede, inside. Started racing at the age of 12 and is finding himself now on these beautiful race birds. It's amazing where your career will take you as he is racing on the Red Sea in Saudi Arabia.
Very, very experienced driver, Eric Stark, 23 years of experience.
Katie Munning's his normal teammate, but she is out with a knee injury, so he is graced with a good fill-in driver, the Kiwi, the 24-year-old Rihanna O'Meara Hunt. So they're in the cockpit making final preparations, and then it is race on. It'll be race off with the top 4 going on to the final 1 race, and then we'll race that. They'll swap pilots, and then it'll be the championship race, final race 2. In between that, we'll have the place race, and that'll be positions 7, 8, 9, and 10 on the championship.
Calm before the storm here in the launch zone. Always love to see these liveries. They just look spectacular. Such a cool design of the race bird as well, entirely unique. There's nothing else like it in the boating world for sure. It just looks so futuristic, so space age, doesn't it? The way they glide out of the water, they lift out majestically, and it's just then a battle to stay on the foils.
All right, we are inching closer to racing here with the race off still to come in just a matter of moments, and then the battle is really on. Well, while we have a moment, let's get to know our teams and their respective drivers.
Team Brady's motto is fiercely competitive.
In season 3, we're definitely going to go for the hat trick.
Consistency is going to be key and make sure that we're always there to take the opportunity when it arises to win the races.
I think Team Rafa, it's like family, it's like hard worker, determined, and just want to have a great result.
We are very hungry this year, so we will be fighting.
We still expect to be on the podium. Last year was a redo. This year's going to be a redo. Every time you have those opportunities, you can either cry about it or be about it. This year, we're going to definitely be about it. Learn from our past and go to the future.
We are building this team because I think that many of her things together can match and do something really good.
I think we have a good shot at it.
In season 3, beware of the dragon.
We are more than ready to win. We will have to do our job. We will have to work hard in every race to score points, to be consistently in the top 5. We'll see what we can do, but we are pretty optimistic.
We are Storm Riders, and we are going for the win at Westbrook Racing.
We are super competitive, so it helps that we are pushing a lot to fight for the championship.
With 2026 being here, we're very focused on performance. We have a new lineup, and we're looking forward to fighting for the championship. Let's go.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a reshuffle for season 3. Super exciting. Got a great new teammate and some cool guys in the performance in the garage, so we're looking forward to the season.
Our goal for the season is to push as hard as we can, be the fastest ones, and push the team forward to the podium.
We have high ambitions this year.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we want to work really hard. We want to, put everything down that we possibly can
We want to win.
To win the championship. Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're racers, we're competitors, and we want to win.
So excited to be a part of Team Monaco and bring my knowledge from the previous seasons to help the team do the best we can and get on the podium.
I'm taking all my background into my sailing experience with foil, so we're looking to have some good results this year.
It's very exciting to start a championship with a brand new team. It's like the first day of school for everyone, so It's my first time working with Eric, who, in my opinion, is probably one of the most talented drivers on the grid.
Oof, nice, thank you.
So those are the 10 international star-studded teams ready to do battle here on the Red Sea. It is race day here for season 3 as we kick off the 2026 season of the E1 World Championships presented by PIF. Here on the Ober Bay outside Jeddah as the teams are going through final preparations on board and they're checking all the stats, all the data. Very data-driven are these beautiful all-electric race birds, Saunders, but they are very technical, very finicky, so they have to make sure they are maintained in very top order.
Yeah, a lot of work done by the entire team to keep things as efficient as possible, but when it comes to being out on the water, it's all these tiny micro adjustments on the wheel that is the difference between having that foil sit nicely parallel with the water where you can hit maximum speed versus being bobbled around, thrown left and right, where you're just losing pace, losing speed, and probably losing positions as well.
So a good sign, a launch is on as we get ready for the race off, and we have got 6 teams that are battling for the big 4 spots that'll move on to final race number 1, where Team Brady and Team Alula, the top seeds, already sit 1 and 2. That means there's 4 positions left. The bottom 2 teams in this race will go to the place race, which means they will battle for places 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we will have 2 races for the top 6 teams, and then we will crown a champion. So think of it like this. In this race, the race-off, there are 4 chairs at the end of musical chairs, and when the music stops playing, Saunders, you better be in the top 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure how international musical chairs is.
Come on, everyone knows musical chairs.
But I'm sure the pilots have played it 1 or 2 few times. But this moment now, so much of this race can come down to the first lap. Not even the first lap, but the first few turns. So they have to get that start perfect.
All right, let's check in the 3rd member of our broadcast team down there in the launch zone. Here is Taylor Snyder.
Down here in the launch zone, I found a seat next to Sarah Price. We're feeling quite comfortable here. The sun has gone away a little bit, but it is time to get serious out there. What was Lucas's thoughts before he got in the race bird?
I think he was just locked in. This is the most important race for us because we just need to get into the final. But yeah, he is in the middle of the 6 boats. So this is the first time I think you're going to see 6 boats. Wait, maybe there's 5. I don't know. You'd have to check my math on that. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting race. It's all about the start, as you guys know.
Does it make a difference, you think, how they approach it based on where they're starting? I know when I spoke with him earlier, he was talking about that turn, keeping the foils in and not going too far into the water. Does that make a difference?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just, you want to get clean water, so get out front, have like a quali lap basically. So you go straight in a quali just mindset, and you can do that if you're out front. But if you're not out front, you have dirty water, and the boat does not like to go up on the foils as easily if you have any sort of oxygen in the water. So the dirty water just absolutely is not fun for us. So the whole goal is to get out of that. So you waste a lot of time trying to get out of the main line when you are behind, and it's almost impossible to catch first after that.
Thank you for the update, Sarah. We'll keep our eyes out for Westbrook Racing.
Thank you.
And if Sarah Price sounds like she knows what she's talking about, the 33-year-old American does indeed. She has raced motocross. She has raced in the X Games, the Baja 1000, of course, the Dakar Rally. And now we get ready for the grid for the big-time race-off. Top 4 moving on to the final. The other 2 off to the place race. And there it is. Team Rafa with Rafa Nadal. Team Miami with their owner, Mark Anthony. And there are the drivers that will be taking place. We will meet them in a moment, but what a performance and what an opportunity now for them to take the next step and get into that final. Team Drogba, Global Africa, Didier Drogba, that is Michael Wilkinson.
Yeah, professional sailor specializing in foil racing yachts. Red Bull 4 World Champion in 2016, now trying to translate that into E1 Racebird.
Also on the grid, Sierra Racing Club and their driver from Sweden, Eric Stark.
Yeah, from Stockholm, professional powerboat racer, 23 years of experience, probably one of the most experienced in powerboat racing on the grid. But E1 is a different story.
Will Smith's Westbrook Racing, and they will roll out Lucas Ordóñez of Spain.
Spanish racing driver, very much used to racing on 4 wheels in things like GT and Endurance Racing Pro, but he has taken exceptionally well to E1, but still that win, it's been a long time.
Steve Aoki's Aoki Racing Team, boat 77, and Jamaica's Sarah Masir at the wheel.
Horse racing, karting, GT racing, you name it, this all turned into E1 last season where she was Rookie of the Season, looking to bounce on from that, put in a good performance starting this weekend.
Team Miami, powered by Magnus and their owner, Mark Anthony. It'll be Patricia Pita from Uruguay who will start things off.
She was a reserve driver last season, now moving to a full-time seat for 2026. The first Uruguayan woman to compete in the Dakar Rally. Maybe that shaky could be useful in E1.
And rounding out the 6 here in the race-off, it'll be Team Rafa, Rafael Nadal, and that driver, Chris Lazaraga.
Yeah, Spanish multiple jet ski champion, 7 podiums and 1 GP win for her in the team in E1. Very, very competitive team and a very, very competitive pilot.
So that is the field of 6 in the race-off, all trying to place in the top 4. Bottom 2 moving on to the place race. This is the course. Saunders, take it through it. It won't be this glassy won't we get all 6 of those race birds out of there.
Not at all. Timing the start well and that lane position is crucially important. Having both can go a very long way and can be the first step to victory. However, keep an eye on the outside lane because with a good start, there's opportunity to cut ahead of those on the inside and take the lead. It worked well for Alula, Rusty Wyatt, almost worked for Timmy Hansen and Miami, so keep an eye on that outside lane as well as the inside.
It is the calm before the chaos here in Jeddah. E1 World Championship presented by PIF as they start to inch forward. Who's got the timing right? 16 seconds to go before the start of the race-off here in Jeddah. And we are off and running. Can't hit the line before it goes to 0 as we are now at 8.
They've all tried to time this perfectly well, coming through those red and white boys in just a second. Who has got max speed at the point of crossing? It looks very good on the outside line for Drogba, following the same route as Alula and Rusty Wyatt did in the previous race. Let's see how this goes. They're pretty much almost foil to foil, apart from a little drop off from Aoki there, but who will take the lead outside of this first corner?
Aoki into chop, falls back to 6th place. It is a thing of beauty as all 6 race birds are off and running.
Oh,
it looks like Sierra cuts across, and it looks like Westbrook got caught up in the wash.
It is literally nose to nose with Sierra Racing and Team Rafa. Let's see who can get the edge. This back straight, you've got going against the wind. The boost will be used to try and get it done. They touch!
As Rafa makes contact with Sierra Racing, as Eric Stark able to keep it level. Meanwhile, Rafa out in front, Chris Lazaraga, and back comes Sierra on the boost.
Huge opportunity there to be on the foil there. Any coming together, you get off the foil. This is literally nose to nose, foil to foil, as Sierra pull in front.
So it is Sierra that emerges from the mist, and they have the lead as they'll come around. Rafa trying to steady that boat. Remember, you want to be in the top 4 to move on to the final. The other 2 boats are off to the place race for positions 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And here we go as the second lap of 6 underway. And Sierra opting for the short lap right away. Remember, you have to do a short lap and a long lap within the 6. Westbrook will also go short lap.
Yeah, as expected, the top 2 leaders, they don't want anyone to pull away. Doing that short lap now allows them to keep in the fight. Drogba have gone for the opposite, going into the long lap. Let's see where that kicks them out. Aoki going to fall up on the inside. Miami following Drogba into the long lap. Sierra currently in the lead with about 6 second advantage.
Massive opportunity now for Eric Stark, but remember, he will still need to do the long lap. The driver from Sweden has Sierra Racing Club out in front after close contact with Rafa, Team Rafa and Rafa Nadal's squad, and Chris Lazaraga, the Spaniard, at the plan. Now it is Westbrook that has moved into second place, riding that boost as Rafa has fallen off the pace. Remember, they took the option of not taking the short lap, so these 2 boats that you see out in front, they have taken that short lap, and now they've got to make hay. This is a situation, Saunders, they've got to increase their lead as much as they can.
Yeah, he needs to improve that lead more than the time he will lose by going into the long lap. They both have it to do. When they do it now is the difference between winning and losing. And let's see how much of a lead Eric Stark can create on Lucas Ordonez.
So Rafa not opting for the short lap. Rafa is going to do the long lap. They're going to take their medicine now. Aoki currently sits in 4th. Aoki is going to take the short lap. So they'll pick up a spot. They'll move from 4th to 3rd. But Rafa getting their medicine out of the way now. Drogba now back on the normal lap after doing their long with Miami as they are back distant. Now Westbrook is the interesting one to me. They have not taken the long lap, but they have taken the short lap, which is the same program that Sierra Racing has done, as you get a good look at Sara Nasir.
We've got a real split now. The top 3 have done their short lap, and the current bottom 3 have only done their long lap. So this is a very interesting balance of strategy to see where you come out at the end, where it all matters.
The 4th lap is underway of 6. There you see the results predicting Sierra getting the win. Rafa would move up a position with Westbrook dropping back, knowing that Westbrook has not done the long lap, but Sierra may have just enough lead, Saunders, that they can take that long lap and still maintain that position.
Yeah, it would be difficult for anything really to change between Eric and Lucas in Sierra and Westbrook, just because they're following the same strategy. You really need to mix up the strategies to try and capitalize on the differences, whereas I think Rafa have a good chance to move up because they still have that short lap to go.
Sarah Masir has opted, and her team, the time is now for her to take that long lap, the 27-year-old Jamaican. And Drogba now will go to the short lap.
Let's see if this has worked out. It could be a little bit interesting on the rejoin. You're going to have Aoki coming fast up the outside of Team Drogba as they join. It could be close. Maybe Aoki's just got the speed. They've been on the foils longer.
Oh, look at Drogba. Look at that speed. Look at the drive.
Yeah, just about did it. And the problem is you get to this point, you get caught in the wake of that faster boat, and then it's just going to knock you off the foil. You're losing speed.
Sara Masir holding the line for Aoki Racing Team and holding position number 3. So now the long and the short are complete. It is still Sierra out in front, Westbrook in second place, but they still have the long lap to do. There you see Aoki creating some distance now over Drogba, who was side by side. Disappointment for Rafa. They were sitting in second place at one point in this race. Now they've dropped back to 5th, but they still have the short lap to take.
The 2 leaders both having the long lap still to go could be interesting, because right now, if you take that, you could find yourself right in the mix with the Aoki and Drogba boat, causing yourself all sorts of issues. Rafa now looking like they're going in to do that short lap. That should give them the edge and come out in front of Aoki if they have timed it well.
And there it is, Rafa on the short lap right now, and here as they come together, and it looks like Rafa has done enough. Chris Lazaraga picked the right time, has good drive on the water, and will move from 5th place into 3rd, bumping Aoki back to 4th.
Now it's a long shot, but if Chris Lazaraga can put down a good lap, there's currently a 22-second gap between those in front, but they still have their long lap to do, and they have to do it now.
The white flag is out. It is the final lap, which means Sierra will have to do the long, as will Westbrook. So it'll be difficult for Westbrook to overtake Sierra Racing Club and Eric Stark with both of them on the long lap, unless Eric Stark makes a mistake.
I think they've both done really well to build a big enough of a gap now that they're not going to be interrupted by the rest of the field.
Right.
This should stay as it stands. Maybe if Rafa had left the short lap to now, that would have made the difference.
But they probably wouldn't have been as close as they are now.
Exactly.
So they now make the turn to the left-hand side, and it looks like Sierra Westbrook will maintain that 1st and 2nd position. Rafa will come into 3rd, and the all-important 4th and final transfer position looks to be going the way of Aoki Racing and Sarah Masir, the pilot. So a beautiful shot there of Westbrook. Look at the speed, foiling just nicely. Miami's on the short lap, but this is going to be a case of too little too late as we are on the final lap as Sierra Racing Club comes around. Eric Stark at the wheel, got a great start, held off the rest of the field and dials it up perfectly. Sierra gets the win. So the race-off is now about complete, and now you can count the teams that are moving on. It will be Will Smith, Westbrook Racing with Lucas Ordonez bringing it home. Team Rafa Nadal's squad with Chris Lazaraga. And an important 4th and final transfer spot for Aoki Racing with Sarah Masir. And that means that Drogba and Miami, unfortunately, are off to the place race. All right, so we've got 3 final races to go. It will be final number 1, where Tom Brady and Alula sit and wait. Remember, they did not have to compete in the race-off, so they will be fresh, rested, and ready to go. The place race will take place. That will be for positions 7, 8, 9, and 10, which will be Drogba, Miami, Team Blue Rising, and Monaco. And we go on board Sierra Racing Club as they bring it back into the launch zone and talk with Eric Stark. Eric, congratulations. That was some tight racing. When did you decide to make the decision to go long and or short?
You know, I'm like a robot. I do what they say, but yeah, amazing race.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much, Eric. Appreciate your time. So I don't know if he's a robot, Saunders, because that was some pretty intuitive racing. He picked the right line, held his line. Tight racing, though, especially looked like there was some contact with Team Rafa.
That's what 23 years of powerboat racing experience does. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of differences when it comes to the foil and E1, but the racecraft, the battling, the understanding of the water, to be able to keep out of the way, keep yourself clean, paid off in big time for Eric Stark.
Great performance by the team at Sierra Racing Club. And that means that Eric Stark will now hand it off to Rihanna O'Meara Hunt in final race number 1, as they have qualified as one of the top 6 teams.
So good. So proud. Wow.
Yeah, I'm done now. I'm done now.
That's been a long time coming for you.
It's very long time.
Yeah.
Very long time.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you very much.
He's back.
Katie Munnings wishes she was out there. She is injured, so she will not be able to go. As Sierra Racing Club gets the win, Eric Stark doing a fantastic job of getting that beautiful race bird in the top position and not yielding. Westbrook Racing, Will Smith's squad, Lucas Ordonez steering them into 2nd place. Rafa Nadal's Chris Lazaraga getting 3rd. Aoki Racing finishing in 4th, and that is a great position for Sarah Masir as she gets their team into final 1. All right. Let's take a breath and go back to this. This is where some of the greatest action was, his first 2 laps.
This is from the view of the Aoki Racebird. Westbrook sneaking up on the inside there, trying to get the outside line. It's all very, very nose to nose here. Then there's a bit of all the wake here disturbing the Aoki boat, completely dropped off at this point and just watching the others disappear into the distance while Sarah was here. And this is from Miami's viewpoint now, looking across the nose of the other Racebirds as Aoki falls back. Westbrook comes flying up.
Look at that, threading the needle.
Look at the way they sit on the foils. Is that not a thing of beauty? It's like flying on water.
That's what glassy water can do for you. It's going to get much different, though, once they get into the chop and start into the second, third laps. And look how close this was.
Just the bouncing around when they come off the foil, getting ready for that first turn there. Being able to get back on the foil as quickly as
This was
possible.
the moment. Look at that. Oh.
All rubbing together there, just pushed Rafa out of the way. They were kind of unscathed with Sierra as he launches himself out of the water there, going fully airborne.
How about the folks on that boat on water watching? They're getting one of the best shots in the house.
Maybe getting a little bit of spray as well.
So 3 wide as Sierra Racing Club emerges after that little bit of a fray between Chris Lazaraga on Team Rafa. Look at that.
He's done so well there to not get completely off the foil, just get back on as quickly as possible, which is that moment there, keep himself in contention.
And at this point, it looked like Team Rafa was going to make a move, and I don't know if Sierra Racing got on the boost, but somehow they were able to check out as we go on board Aoki Racing.
You can see this view now, where they come together. Oh, it's so close between Aoki. Oh, that could have been a lot worse than it was.
You see what the visibility is like once you get into the mess. Same incident on a different view. Drogba coming across there. He's caught Sartre Nasir off guard.
So easy for us to see it from this angle and think how they can just get back on the foil again. But when you're in the cockpit and the water's spraying and you're going side to side, you're having to adjust, exceptionally challenging.
And that's how it would go down with Sierra Racing Club winning the race off and punching their ticket into Final 1. Let's go down to the launch zone. Taylor standing by with Team Drogba.
Mike, what a challenging weekend it's been, but you've got it done in the replacement boat. How was your race out there?
Frustrating. Yeah, the replacement boat, it's good we're back on the water and getting into that race, but it's a completely different boat. So that had its frustrations, I must say, but on a positive side, I feel like this whole team is growing still. Like we're right there, and it's just so frustrating to not convert. If we'd had our own boat in this race, who knows? Obviously, I can't blame the gear. I got to blame myself. Made a few mistakes, but on to the next.
Exactly. Let's look forward on to the next race. Yeah, he put you in the right spot. You are on the pole for your race. What is it going to take for you to keep that position?
I mean, I must be on point on the start. Don't make mistakes there, and then keep as fast as possible and keep my position until the first corner and continue like this.
Push hard, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Team Drogba is off to the place race. They will have the pole, and this will be the battle for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, which is important, Saunders, because there's still points. And when we get to the end of 8 stops, it might be the difference between getting 7th and 8th, whether you're on the podium or not.
Everything counts. Everything counts. Every battle is as important as the others when you think about the whole season.
Oh me, oh my, and now there are 3 races left. We will have final 1 and 2, plus the place race will take place. And we've got the best of the best. It will be Team Brady, Alula, Rafa, Miami, Aoki, and Westbrook into that first final. And then we will swap pilots, and then the big race for the championship. Again, it'll be Drogba, Miami, True Blue Rising, and Monaco in the place race for positions 7 through 10. So you don't want to miss that. We will have that for you shortly. For now, we say goodbye for Saunders, Carmichael Brown, and Taylor Snyder. I'm Todd Harris. We'll see you in a matter of moments when we return to Jeddah and the E1 World Championship presented by PIF.